The unfortunate phenomenon of talented kids ending up as average persons later in life. You've probably seen examples of this. Talented kids that did not live up to their potential or expectations. Or maybe you were the talented kid yourself. In this video, I will talk about how one can overcome the traps of being talented. Even though these tips are mainly for the ex-talented kid, they are universal and can be applied by everyone. As a side note, this is a follow-up video to the traps of being talented. So if you haven't watched that video yet, feel free to check it out first. First of all, you have to understand that you're now in a different phase of life and environment. Your mind is most likely blinded by your past, and you may even have a combative view of the world. But you have to understand that you're now in a totally different phase in life and a totally different environment. Don't compare yourself to the past. Drop your ego, start from scratch, and focus on the now. Almost like you start a new game with a new character and new abilities. The faster you do this, the faster you will overcome the traps of being talented. Be aware of the bad mindsets and traits that you've built. What specific mindsets and traits one has developed depend on each individual, but I picked some of the ones that are most common. The first one is having a skewed view on the relationship between effort and result. You don't actually know the true hard work that is required for simple things. You don't know how important and how long one should work on the fundamentals before moving on to more advanced stuff. You don't know how it feels like to struggle with simple things. Because of this, you get easily bored and you crave instant gratification, which in practice will manifest itself with you giving up too early on things. Second is the ego around comparing yourself to others. You were labeled talented and gifted. You learned everything faster than others with less effort. These experiences can reinforce the mindset of comparing yourself too much with others. And this is going to affect almost everything you do. One of the most effective ways for improving is asking for help and asking questions. Well, first of all, you're not used to asking for help. And second of all, when you're actually in need of help, you have an ego of doing it because you're afraid of looking dumb in front of others. After identifying the bad mindsets and traits that you've developed, you can start thinking about how you should work on those. If you have a skewed view on the relationship between effort and result, you need to recalibrate your expectation. Just do the work, look at the result, reflect, and give it your all again with the new insights that you got from your reflection. From now on, when you do your work, give it your all, but don't expect anything. Do it with no ego and expectations. Remember, you have a skewed perception of the relationship between work effort and result. After doing it for a while, you will start to get a more accurate view on the relationship between the work that is required for certain results. The second point was having an ego around comparing yourself to others. The ego will come forth every time you want to ask a question. Maybe there is something that you don't understand and you want to ask a question, but the ego will make you think that you will look dumb and prevent you from asking that question. Grab your ego by his throat and throw him out of the window. You ask questions for yourself to get a better understanding. Whether you appear stupid for asking questions is irrelevant, because what is important is that you get what you need from the question. So there you have it, how to overcome the traps of being talented. To sum it up, understand that you're in a totally different phase of life. Identify the bad habits and traits that you have developed. And lastly, take action to resolve them.